Welcome to Tech Girl Kannada YouTube channel.
And errors in parts of speech. Identify the error. She sings very beautiful. Beautiful. He is good in mathematics. He is good in. N is not correct. She is more kinder than her sister. More. He is honest. He is a honest man. He is a. Oh, his mistake. The scenarios in Kashmir are breathtaking sceneries. She quickly ran to home too. We saw a lot of birds. My father is a doctor and my mother is teacher is he is more tall than his brother. More. There is many reasons to celebrate is use of verbs and phrasal verbs. He called off the meeting due to illness. What does called off mean? Cancelled. The bomb went off suddenly. Exploded. Please look into the matter. Investigate. I came across my old diary yesterday. Came across. Found by chance. She takes after her mother. Resembles. We must carry out the plan. Implement. He broke down after hearing the news. Got emotional. The car gave out in the middle of the road. Stopped functioning. I ran into an old friend at the mall. Met unexpectedly. The manager put off the meeting. Postponed. Auxiliary verbs and their forms. She has finished her homework. Has is an auxiliary verb. I was watching TV. Was auxiliary. Do you know the answer? Auxiliary. He does his work neatly. Auxiliary. They had been living here for years. Only auxiliary. We should leave now. Should. Modal auxiliary. I can solve this problem. Can. Modal auxiliary. He is intelligent. Linking verb. She will be singing at the party. Modal plus auxiliary. You must submit it now. Modal auxiliary. Subject verb agreement. Conquered roots. The dog barks loudly. Bark. Each of the students is ready. Is neither the teacher nor the students have arrived. How? The committee has decided to meet again. Has. The news is shocking. Is. A bouquet of roses was presented. Was. Either the boys or the girls is at fault. Is. $10 is too much. Is. The trousers are new. Are. Mathematics is difficult for some. Is. A sequence of tenses and tense errors. He said that he was tired. Was. If I had known, I would have gone. Had known. She told me that she had seen the movie, had seen. He said he will come. He would. They have arrived yesterday. Have is an error. She is working when I called her. She was working. I wish I knew the answer. Knew.
By the time we arrived, he had left. Had left. She had been living here since 2015. Had been. When I was young, I used to play outside. Used to. Words confused or misused. He lost his principal at the bank. Here it is PAL. The desert was dry and bare. BARE. Here PAL is a mistake. Please accept my apology. Accept A. The effect of drug was strong effect. She is the stationery manager. Stationery. NERY. NERY is the store, big bookstore. He will read the book aloud. Aloud, aloud. We will take a quick break. The house is built with weather protection. She gave me good advice. Please raise your hand. Organizing principles of paragraphs and documents. What is the main function of a topic sentence in a paragraph? To present the main idea. A paragraph must contain one main idea with supporting sentences. Which of the following helps in paragraph coherence, transitions, and logical flow? The most effective paragraphs in academic writing typically focus on one central idea. Supporting sentences in a paragraph should back up the topic sentence. Which is the best order of paragraph structure? Topic, support, conclusion. What's the role of concluding sentence? Summarize and close the paragraph. Effective paragraph unity means all sentences support one central idea. What connects paragraphs in long documents? Transitions and logical sequence. A poor organized paragraph often lacks coherence and unity. Writing introduction and conclusion. An introduction should introduce the topic and grab interest. A strong introduction typically includes the thesis statement. A good conclusion should restate the thesis and summarize points. Which one is a poor conclusion strategy? Repeating the introduction word by word. A hook in an introduction captures the reader's attention. What should an introduction avoid? Off-topic anecdotes. The thesis statement is typically placed at the end of the introduction. Which is effective in conclusion? Reflecting on the significance. The conclusion paragraph should be a summary of key points. The purpose of conclusion is to give a final opinion or reflection. Importance of proper punctuation. Which sentence is punctuated correctly? Let's eat grandma. Let's eat, comma, grandma, of course. It is exclamation. What is the function of comma? Separate ideas and elements. The colon is used to introduce a list. Which sentence uses a semicolon correctly? I like tea. I also like coffee. Apostrophes show possession or contractions. Which sentence shows correct punctuation? The cat's tail is fluffy. Cat's apostrophe S is fluffy. Full stop. What punctuation marks are used to show direct speech? Quotation marks. The period dot is used to end declarative sentences. What's wrong with the sentence? It's raining. It's should be it's. That is apostrophe S. Ellipsis dot 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 are used to show omission or pause. Precise writing and techniques in essay writing. What is precise writing? Using minimal words for clarity, which is an example of concise writing. He helps people. A technique to ensure clarity in essay writing is planning with an outline. Overuse of adjectives can confuse the reader. Precision in writing can be improved by using specific nouns and verbs. Precision. What is unnecessary in academic essays? Personal anecdotes. A good thesis statement should be clear and specific. Which of the following helps in precision? Simple, direct language. Transitions in an essay help maintain flow and coherence. What is redundancy? A repetition of ideas unnecessarily. Sentence arrangements and corrections. Choose the correct sentence. She reached the finish line by running fast. Which is correctly ordered. Yesterday at the mall, I saw him. Rearrange. Always respect elders. You should. You should respect your elders. Always you should respect your elders. Should always respect your elders. Which sentence is grammatically correct? He drives fast. A rearranged sentence. While raining, we heavily was walked. We walked while it was raining heavily. Which part needs correction? He didn't knew. The answer he didn't knew should be corrected. Sentence correction. She can sings well. She can should be taken out of the sentence. Choose the correct answer. I have done it. Choose the well-formed sentence. They enjoy the party. Correct sentence. The books on the shelf are mine. Misplaced modifiers, contractions, collocations, word order, confusing words. Identify the misplaced modifier. Running quickly. The bag was dropped by the boy. Running quickly. Which is the correct contraction? Your contraction. Collocation. Strong collocation. Make a mistake. Choose correct word order. I'm always late. Confused words. There. Choose correct. They are going to the store. Misplaced modifier. She served sandwiches to the children on paper plates. Children on paper plates. Choose the correct contraction. It's a lovely day. Which is the correct collocation? Heavy rain. Strong rain, high rain, fast rain. It won't be matched. Word confusion. Accept versus accept. Select the correct sentence. I accept your apology. Accept. Rearranged word order. He was happy today. Blog writing. What is blogging? Creating photographic content, publishing a video or audio content on web, publish written content on website. All of this. What is a blog? A website with content updating from time to time. A static website. A website to display company details. A website with content updating from time to time. Which of the following resources are required to create a blog? Domain name, hosting, content. All of this. What are the benefits of blogging? Reach to a wider audience across globe. Create app commenting on blogs. Reach to wider audience across globe. Which of the below statement is correct in case of the title of the blog post? It should be catchy. It should provide a description of the content. It should contain focus keyword. All of this. Which is the last step in blog writing? Preparing, drafting, proofreading, researching. Last step is proofreading. How do bloggers engage with their audience? By responding to comments and sharing content on social media. What is SEO in the context of blogging? The process of optimizing blog content for search engines to improve visibility in search results. SEO, search engines. The process of optimizing blog content for search engines to improve visibility in search results. What is an essential element of the successful blog post title? The inclusion of relevant keywords and engaging language. Which aspect of blogging requires consistent effort and dedication? Writing, engaging, and valuable content regularly. What is a post? A blog is an online service like a journal that contains information about various topics. It can be owned by individuals, various groups, or organizations, both A and B. Which of these are constraints of writing blog? Inconsistency and lack of self discipline, social validations, time management, all of the above. Questions in email and letter writing. Dash feature of emails let you add your name and contact information automatically at the bottom of every email. Signature feature. Which of this is not a medium for email? Paper. What is the use of carbon copy CC? Recipients are invisible to all of the other recipients of the message in CC. Recipients are visible to all the other recipients of the message in CC. Recipients are invisible to only one recipient of the message in CC. Option B. Recipients are visible to all of the other recipients of the message in CC. The tone of your email should be a polite and assertive. How should the subject line be? Short and precise. The email font should be black in color, easy to read, with capital letters only where required. Which of the following is the most appropriate closing for a formal business email? Best regards. A curriculum vitae is typically used for which types of positions? Academic, research, and medical positions. Curriculum vitae. Academic, research, and medical positions. What is the primary difference between resume and a CV? A resume is concise and targeted, while a CV is comprehensive and detailed. Which section is almost always included at the top of a resume? Contact information. A skills section in a resume should ideally list skills relevant to the job you're applying for. What is a cover letter typically used for in conjunction with a resume or CV? To introduce yourself and explain why you're good fit for this specific job. A biodata typically includes which of the following information that is generally excluded from modern resumes or CVs? It is marital status, religion, caste, nationality will be there in bio data. The ideal length of an entry level resume is generally as as one page. What is the purpose of using keywords in your resume or CV? To help applicant tracking systems, ATS, identify your resume as your match of for this job. Proofreading your resume or CV is crucial because typos and grammatical errors can make a poor impression and lead to rejection. What is the role of a summary or objective statement on a resume? To briefly highlight your key skills, experiences, and career goals relevant to the position. What should be the tone of formal letter? Professional, respectful, clear. After the closing, for example, sincerely, what should follow in a formal letter? Your signature followed by your printed name and title. What is the primary purpose of a cover letter? To introduce your resume and explain why you're a strong candidate for the specific job. List of important idioms. Get the ball rolling. Initiate something, start something. Get off on the right foot. Start in positive way. Bring something to the table to contribute something of value for the company. By the book. To do things according to the rules or the law. Throw in the towel. To quit. Keep up something. Give up something. Straight from the horse mouth. To obtain information directly from the original or reliable resource. Read between the lines to find a hidden meaning in the something said or written. Twist someone's arm to encourage or pressure someone to do something that they don't want to. Put all one's eggs in one basket. To commit all your resources to a single idea or plan of action. Work against the clock. To aim to finish something before a specific time. Think outside the box. Explore ideas, solutions that are creative. Bottom line, final outcome. Oh, cutting edge, innovative and latest. Playing hardball, aggressive negotiation. On the same page, mutual understanding. Hold the fort. To be responsible for something when someone else is unavailable. Cut corners. To do a task to a lower standard to save time. Or money. Speak of the devil. Someone you were just talking about appears unexpectedly. Learn the ropes. Acquire the knowledge and skills needed to perform a job or task effectively. On the back burner indicates a project is being postponed or delayed. Direct in reported speech. Kiran asked me, "Did you see the cricket match on television last night?" Kiran asked me whether I had seen the cricket match on television the earlier night. David said to Anna, "Mona will leave for her native place tomorrow." David told Anna that Mona would leave for her native place the next day. He said, "Oh, it's a bad weather. I can't drive." He exclaimed with sorrow that it was a bad weather and he couldn't drive. He said to her, "What a cold day." He exclaimed that it was a very cold day. He said to interviewer, "Could you please repeat the question?" He requested the interviewer to repeat the question. He said to me, "I have often told you not to play with fire." He told me that he had often told me not to play with fire. Pawan said to me, "If I hear any news, I will phone you." Pawan told me that if he heard any news, he would phone me. What is the main difference between direct and in reported speech? Direct speech uses exact words, while reported speech paraphrases. Questions on listening skills. Which of the following listening focuses on understanding the underlying emotions of the speaker? Empathetic. Which of the following is not a technique of active listening, interrupting to change the subject? Which of the following is an example of a physical barrier to effective listening? Loud environment. Which of the following is an example for empathetic listening? Trying to understand the speaker's perspective and emotion. Which of the following is an internal distraction in the context of listening? Preoccupation with one's own thoughts or worries. What is the first step in the listening process? Receiving, hearing. Which of the following is a barrier to effective communication? Prejudice. Active listening involves focusing fully and giving feedback. Which of the following listening is used when enjoying music or a performance? Appreciative listening. Questions on memo writing. Which of the following is the primary purpose of a memo? To inform or persuade within an organization. What does memo stand for? Memorandum. Which of these is a standard heading component of a memo? Subject. The date line in a memo should always include day, month, and year. The subject line of a memo should be a concise, clear, and informative phrase. The tone of a typical memo should be professional and concise. Which section of memo usually states the main purpose or action required? The introduction. When writing a memo, it's generally advisable to keep sentences and paragraphs relatively short. Which of the following is not a common reason for writing a memo? Writing a personal diary entry, announcing a new policy, requesting information, sharing meeting minutes. When proofreading a memo, you should primarily focus on grammatical errors, spelling mistakes, and clarity. If a memo includes attachments, where should this be indicated? After the main body, often with at dot or encl dot. What is the common format for the headings in a memo? Bold, all caps, and aligned to the left.
Which of these best describes the audience of Memo? Colleagues, subordinates, or superiors within the same organization. Which of the following is not a characteristic of Memo? Usually few pages long. What is the primary objective of technical report writing? To inform readers and provide evidence based conclusions. Which of the following is not a typical component of a technical report? Poem. Which type of report assesses the practicality of a project or idea? Feasibility report. What is your purpose of technical proposal? To persuade stakeholders to approve or fund a project. Which type of technical report presents original investigation of findings? Research report. What is the last step in the scientific writing process? Proofreading. Which feature is essential in scientific writing to ensure objectivity? Factual data. A design report is most likely to contain design specifications and justification. What is one key feature of scientific writing? Accuracy and clarity. Which report helps track the status of a project over time? Progress report. What is typically included in a technical proposal? Cost estimates and timeliness. Which of the following is a common application of technical reports in academics? Evaluating student understanding. Which type of report is used to describe observations from an individual visit? Industrial visit. Field report. What is the purpose of visuals like tables and charts in technical writing? To present data efficiently. Formality in scientific writing implies using professional language. Which section of a technical report provides a brief summary of entire abstract? Brief summary. Which of the following represents a typical structural order for a technical report? Abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion, conclusion, references, appendices. What is the main function of an abstract in a technical report? To summarize the entire report, including the purpose, methods, key findings, and conclusion. Which set of qualities is most crucial for effective technical report writing? Clarity, conciseness, accuracy, and objectivity.
Communication skills. What are interpersonal skills primarily used for communicating and interacting with others? Which of the following is a soft skill? Listening. Verbal communication includes spoken words. Which one is not a part of interpersonal communication? Asset management. What is the first step in developing interpersonal skills? Smiling and being appreciative. What does SMART objective stand for? Specific, measurable, action oriented, realistic, time bound. Reflecting on past experience means which one can improve interpersonal communication by reflecting on past experiences. Being articulate, concise, honest, and frank helps promoting soft skills. Person with strong interpersonal skill, good at communicating. Which of these is not a way to develop interpersonal skills? Complaining about others. Nonverbal communication. What percentage of communication is often believed to be nonverbal? 55%. What does good posture indicate? Energy and alertness. A firm handshake with eye contact suggests authority and confidence. What kind of gesture should you avoid in communication? Pointing with fingers. Eye contact should be balanced with other person's eye contact. What is proximity in non-verbal communication? Distance between individuals. What does pitch refers to in voice tone? Highness or lowness of voice. A lower pitch voice often indicates confidence and authority. Speaking too slowly in professional situation may lead to monotony and boredom. What should be the ideal speech rate in professional settings? 125 to 150 WPM. Group discussion. What is the purpose of group discussion? To assess personality traits. What is a high risk strategy in GD? Initiating without knowledge. What is not advisable in GD? Interrupting others. During summarization of a GD, one should avoid stating only your view. Which one is a DO in GD? Respect every speaker. Which is a don't in GD? Engage in subgroup talk. GD tests you in all the following except presentation skills. What should you avoid when speaking in GD? Personal attacks. Dominating a GD is discouraged. A GD always ends with summary. Interview skills. The main goal of an employment interview is to check if you're suitable for the job. A typical question like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Tests ambition. You should not ask about salary in an interview unless the interviewer brings it up. In an interview, one should exhibit a positive attitude. When the interview ends, you should shake hand and make eye contact. Being late to an interview is unprofessional. You should not falsify application material. Tell me about yourself. Require strengths, skills, and experiences. Your attire is an interview should be tidy and formal. Avoiding eye contact during an interview shows nervousness. Presentation and dialogue skills. 10 slides, 20 minutes, 30-point font. 10, 20, 30 rule recommends 10 slides, 20 minutes, 30-point font. The purpose of presentation is identified by asking, what does my audience need to know? A good hook in the presentation should grab attention. Before presenting, one must know the audience. Visuals in a presentation should be related and balanced. Practicing before a presentation makes you perfect. During presentation, voice modulation is important for maintaining interest. A strong closing in a presentation leaves lasting impression. In dialogues and role plays, emotions are to be expressed clearly. The rule of drama contract includes separate roles from self. Which of the following is a hard skill? Java programming. Soft skills are human interaction abilities. Emotional intelligence involves understanding and managing emotions, which is not a component of communication skill. Coding. Nonverbal cues include all except handwriting. Personal appearance affects perception because people make judgments based on looks. Voice tone is not influenced by accent. Which gesture should be encouraged? Open hand gesture. A scruffy appearance may lead to misjudgment. The orientation of body refers to angle at which you stand or sit. In a group discussion, introducing irrelevant information distracts and is unhelpful. One must avoid too many gestures in a GD because they are hard to understand. A good speaker in GD thinks before speaking. During an interview, chewing gum is rude and unprofessional. Preparation for interview includes reviewing job requirements. Asking for clarification during an interview is a positive trait. During presentation, delivery pace should be slightly slower than normal. The purpose of audience pre assessment is to customize the content. Practicing your presentation helps build confidence. In dialogue activities, actors must stick to the role, not personal emotions.
Thank you for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe to my channel.